Tipping the scales around 4,400 pounds, we have ourselves a 204 RD Freedom Express behind us. But today's video is going to be a little bit different. This model kind of is, but kind of isn't going to be built anymore. This floor plan will continue to exist from Freedom Express. It is moving from their Ultralite segment to their Special Edition series. It's going to become a little simpler, a little more straightforward. It'll become lighter and less expensive. What Freedom Express has found is that people are really looking for a specific budget point in a no-slide camper. But we had a really diehard Haylett RV viewer who loved this thing, who wanted to get one of these for a while and found out that it was going to be changed and kind of discontinued, but kind of not discontinued. And they pulled the trigger and said, we have a little window where we can still open one for you. So this specific RV that we're looking at today, first of all, it is a pre-sold RV. So if you're looking for a personal purchase, we can build anything for you. Secondly, I'm recording this footage as really a courtesy to the folks who chose to bring their business here to Haylett RV, because I'm sure it's going to delight them just to see it that much sooner. The other thing personally really bothered me when they came in to purchase this camper. Like, I'm not in sales, but they really wanted to have a chance to chat with me, and I just was not available that day. Kind of like today, I had just a whole slug of campers land, and I really didn't have the opportunity to break away. And I don't like that. Sometimes it's hard to make a hard decision on your time. So I wanted to do them a personal courtesy and really let them see everything here. But for you folks, what does this video mean for you? What I'm going to do is point out the general features that will persist as this model evolves into its special edition version, and I will show you what features are going to change along the way. So even though it won't look like this anymore, you'll have a pretty good idea what it will look like. So this one's a little interesting because it's kind of a callback to camping. You know, it's less of a glamper, it's less of an RV, it's more of just a classic camper. And it brings, really, if you look at this, if you're familiar with the history of Coachmen, there's a lot of very familiar things that are in play here that they brought back for this one. It almost looks like they dusted off an old print, put a new set of lipstick on it and put it out there, and the thing is, I don't know that that's not true. It works pretty darn nice. I like those little accent lights in there. And what really helps this one, because it is a no-slide camper, which is nice because that means less weight, less cost, less hiccup, less upkeep. But you've got some blackout shades there, and that dinette can fold down into a guest sleeper if need be. Now, as we go, I'm going to try to do my best to point out a lot of, I won't promise to catch all of the things that will change when this becomes a special edition. Right now, this has that elliptical base free floating table. That will likely, and I can't guarantee it because I'm kind of theorizing as we go here, that will likely turn into something of a, sorry, I was fighting back a sneeze there if the camera lurched on you. You know that, that feeling. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, it'll change into like a pedestal base style dining table right there. What won't change is the pocket screwed cabinetry and all of that awesome storage capacity that you see through this one. This has some great storage space. Now, as we pivot over here toward the entertainment center, I like to pause at this angle real quick so that you can see you've got yourself a handy little kind of like phone charging shelf at the top, or device charger. But down here, you just got this wide open plug, and this looks like almost like a toaster garage, but like an appliance space. You know what else? You know what would go good there? Like an electric griddle. That's a nice, big, wide open spot. Now, you might be seeing a little bit of sawdust. This RV is brand new from the manufacturer at the time of this filming. But if you purchase an RV from us at Haylett RV, that is the kind of stuff that we take care of for you at no additional charge. You know, we don't do hidden fees at Haylett RV, but obviously, we bend over backwards for our customers, kind of like we're doing right here. I love that lighter color. The lighter color in here, I think, really helps. And I think that's one of the things that probably hurt the 204 RD in the past. Now, I know what you're thinking. If you're sitting here at the entertainment center, you know, I can't even see the TV. It's pointed the wrong direction. The good news is that they kind of thought of that. You know, the TV can pivot around for easy viewing, so no sweat there. What I want to do, though, is point out the fact that this thing has some very impressive kitchen prep space. That's something that this one does very well. I also want to give you a look at all the different storage compartments that we have and drawers and everything down here. including, of course, you saw the utensil drawer down here below that stainless sink. Now, as we work our way across, what you haven't seen a good look at anyway so far is the refrigerator. So we are currently looking at a 204RD Ultralite Freedom Express, which has an 8 cubic foot fridge standard. There is an option in here for a larger 12 volt DC compressor fridge. Currently, at the time of this filming, if this RV were to magically become the special edition 20 SE today, I think that's what the model number is going to be, it would have a 6 cubic foot two-way fridge. At the time of this filming, there are no swap options for a 12 volt fridge in that. Hopefully that changes, and I tell you what would really help. I'm telling you guys, the manufacturers, they really love the feedback you give us here at Haylett RV. In the special edition series, if you'd like to see something like some kind of 12 volt compressor fridge, please let us know that. Leave us a comment so we can get that feedback to them, because that might make or break the difference here. Right next door, we have ourselves our bathroom, and since this RV is 6'9" tall, which will be preserved when they become special edition, they don't change the structure. They don't do any of that. All you're doing is changing the trim package. So if you think of this like an LT Freedom Express, all that's going to happen is it's going to kind of become like an LS. You'll maintain decent legroom in front of the toilet. Like, I'm a big guy, but I had enough room there. But it will also maintain that fantastic headroom that we have above the shower. Up here in the bedroom, you see the TV hookups in the corner across from the bed. And Coachmen as a whole, always good about maximizing storage capacity. You see you have those 2 tall hanging closets and a full overhead cabinet, not just a shelf up there. All of this being pocket screwed, and the cabinet construction isn't going to like magically get cheaper. Like I said, the construction of the camper won't change when this becomes a special edition, just the equipment package is going to change a little bit. You'll still get household and USB outlets on both sides of the bed, and it will still be, just like you see here, a 60 by 80 queen bed with that amazing easy lift system. I just can't get enough of how nicely cleanly that is finished. That open area you could use for totes. You see you got a shoe garage. That'd be a perfect little spot for like a dog bed or a cat litter box if you're a pet camper. But another thing is it's giving us dresser storage that a lot of travel trailers, especially simpler campers, don't have. And the fact that those drawers open outward means, although it is cool that you can lift this bed, you could use it for like a laundry station or a game station or whatever, you know, but like, you know what might be great? That'd be a great spot to do a puzzle on a rainy day. I think I'd never thought of something like that before. But the little kid in me looked at these little spots around that aluminum framing where those easy lift struts are located. I'm like, ooh, that'd be a neat little Lego storage, but that's because I was a super, super Lego kid. What I was getting at, though, is it's nice that you can lift this bed to get to those drawers. But isn't it nicer that they open outward instead of inward so you don't have to? I tell you, that is one good looking trailer right there. That brings a lot of eye appeal to a smaller, lighter weight kind of rig here. Now this little side griddle station, on your Ultralites it includes the griddle and that prep shelf. I do not know if that will persist through on the special edition version of this. That's one of those things that if you're curious about, give us a call here at Haylett RV. We will call the factory and double check, since I'm actually giving you some kind of preview notification information here that really isn't super public knowledge yet. Now right below Pete the dog there, we have ourselves a magnet holdback baggage compartment, and it is cavernous. I feel like if I talked a little louder in here, first of all, I'd probably blow your eardrum since I'm right next to this microphone, but you'd hear my voice echo around. And that sticker over there, that is where you'd mount a charge controller, and even when this changes over to the special edition, it will retain that roof solar prep standard. Another really cool thing is that even when this changes over to special edition, all Freedom Expresses always have that enclosed heated underbelly. One of the big items I want to hit on, though, is that nose cap. It looks beautiful, but when this changes over to the special edition, you will not have a nose cap or a windshield anymore. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Instead, what it'll look like is this. You're just going to have a beautiful front fiberglass sweep right here. And it's still going to look the part. It still looks and feels like a Freedom Express. Just no cap and no windshield. But the thing is, the cap doesn't make the RV better or stronger. And by the way, this is not a 204 that we're looking at. This is a 29 SE I'm using as a reference point. The nose cap, it adds weight and it adds cost to the RV. It doesn't add structure. It doesn't add strength or integrity. it does add a lot of curb appeal. And I get that that windshield and that nose cap looks absolutely amazing. But the fact is, this RV right here, the front of that RV is going to work just as well. And folks, think about this. When you have a windshield, you have a big hole in the front of the RV where there's effectively no insulation. Now, when they change this over to a special edition, it'll actually help keep your bedroom a little more comfortable. That's really cool. Now, both now and in the future, you'll find that it'll have that tongue-mounted spare tire up there, and the power tongue jack will actually be an optional piece of equipment once it changes over to special edition, but I'll be shocked if you don't find that on there almost all the time. The windows will still be nicely tinted to keep the RV cool. It will still retain the use of Azdel in the sidewalls to help keep the weight down and give you that extra peace of mind and protection from unfortunate water penetration should some of that actually occur. Over here you can see we have ourselves a black tank flush, outside utility shower, and a nice little touch, we have separate cable and satellite hookups, which is kind of a cool little thing they're doing right here. Most Freedom Expresses actually have a wide stance stability axle system. This and the 192 Freedom Express, though, they're so short that it actually wouldn't help you a whole lot. It would actually make it a little bit trickier turning the camper, so they go ahead and move the tires a little bit back closer together here, like that White Hawk over there. See how wide apart those tires are? That's what most Freedom Expresses are, and this one just is one of the few short ones that doesn't need to do that. Now back here, under that rear bench, they give you a chance to, and understand, I take great pleasure in saying this, put some junk in that trunk right there. And one of these days, I'm going to say something that crosses a line too far and probably get fired. But until then, challenge accepted. We are rear camera ready, and you see the ladder on the back there. You notice how high it sticks up above the roof? That gives you something more substantial to hold on to for a little bit more safety. Now, the RV absolutely has a walkable roof, but with the weather, probably not the best that I get up there. It's a little warmer right now, but everything is still pretty slickery-dickery-dock, and I don't feel like taking a tumble. One thing I do want to mention is that it is a fully walkable roof, and actually an interesting thing with Freedom Express, they put an aluminum perimeter around their walkable roofing. The reason being, wood sometimes has little waves and imperfections, but aluminum, it's going to be straight and flat every time. So the roof and the wall are going to get a really good merger by doing that. It just better fit and finish, you know, less little gaps for hiccups and issues, less little insulation loss points, although that's not a real major thing. But again, I do want to mention these, they have now, and when they become the special edition, will still have the roof solar prep standard on them. And I don't take me, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure the model number will actually change into something like 20 SE, but I don't know, I could be wrong. I don't know why you even care about the model number in case you feel like looking it up someday, I guess. I don't know, I'm always trying to give you more information, probably too much. My therapist says I overshare, of course I don't have a therapist. Now I'm oversharing, now I'm done. So if we're willing to go to this kind of extent for a customer who would already purchase this camper, we didn't have to record this, they would have bought it regardless. They kind of already did, frankly. Imagine what we would do for you folks given the opportunity. That's what I want you to think about. We're family owned and operated. We've been here since 1989, and we are large enough. We can get you those big city deals, but we still provide that small town service. And every dealership has some story of what sets them apart. I'd like to think that's what ours is. So if you appreciate that, if you like the information and the way that we're trying to proactively notify about everything that we can here, hit that subscribe button, follow along with us here at Haylett RV, and we'd love some feedback, what you think about this camper or the changes they might be making. Are they making the right call? Let me know. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone.